they have to act on this in 48 hours. I guess the question this evening is whether or not George Santos might resign first.
That is a question, although he has made it abundantly clear through Twitter Spaces, or X Spaces, excuse me, and other forums that he has no intention of resigning, that he is like Donald Trump, he says, part of some, deep state plot to get him. And I think even at one point he called himself the Mary Magdalene of the U.S. House on one of his X Spaces this week. So it doesn't look like he's going to just fold his tent and go, no.
What was the other one? The It Girl?
Yes, yes, Republican It Girl. Yeah.
In the rant. Well, Wendy, I know you went all the way to New York just for this moment here. I'm just curious. He's called a news conference for 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. The vote could happen at any time before that, I suppose. But you wonder if the speaker, who's been a bit cagey about this, wants to leave the opportunity for George Santos to resign at that moment. Maybe we see a vote later in the day. What's your thought?
He might do that. I'm sure that's what Speaker Johnson wants to happen. I mean, a vote to expel is not only very difficult, you need 2/3 of all House members, which means a lot of Republicans are going to have to get on board with expelling one of their own from a district Joe Biden won in 2020 in New York. And so, I don't know. It would be really hard to get 2/3 of a vote. I'm sure Johnson is looking around to see what the situation is, and maybe he'll have a conversation with Santos and just say, look, you're going one way, the easy way or the hard way, but it would be better for the House to go the easy way and resign.
Well, and of course, this isn't the only matter that Speaker Johnson has to deal with. It's not just hard to figure out the vote count on an expulsion resolution, Enda. It's also been hard and proven time and again to just get funding matters through this House of Representatives. It seems now that it really is a question of in what order, how packaged together Israel, Ukraine, and the border are going to come together. What kind of timeline, realistically, are we working with?
It does feel like we're into another crunch on government spending. Like I mentioned, there's the domestic spending, the appropriation bills. They have to get agreement on that. Then there's the issue over funding for the border security. Senator Tom Cotton making that point at the weekend that Joe Biden seems to be more concerned about Ukraine's borders and the US border. And then, of course, you have the commitments with Israel and Ukraine. And Ukraine in particular, I think, coming under more scrutiny now, given what's happened with the offensive there. So when you consider the dysfunction within the Republican Party and the division there, it does sound like we're going to have a fairly tough few weeks ahead to get agreement on all of these spending issues.
That's a lot of stars that need to align. Should we look at this as the effort to fund Israel and Ukraine helps to unlock a long-awaited bargain on immigration reform? Or does demand for immigration reform unlock funding for Israel and Ukraine?
Well, it's possible that there could be some bartering and a meeting of minds on these issues. And even when it comes to funding for Ukraine, for example, or Israel, there's this idea that there needs to be checks and balances on where that money is going as well. So it's not just a deal on immigration, I think, at the heart of this. But either way, I think it's going to be a lot of horse trading over how the government spending is agreed in the weeks ahead.
Well, Enda, you raised the point on checks and balances. Wendy, as we are seeing still the continuation of this pause in fighting between Israel and Hamas, what this administration has characterized as a humanitarian pause, because it's not just about getting hostages out, it's about getting humanitarian aid in. You're now having a conversation about conditioning further aid to Israel. And I just wonder, as time goes on, if this actually gets more politically difficult to accomplish if the civilian death toll is rising at the same time in Gaza.
Well, that's where I think the pressure comes on the administration, which has been reluctant to put conditions on aid. But I think that's the point at which, they will start maybe listening to the left flank of the party and say that it is time to put some conditions on the aid rather than just continue this. As we read this weekend in the New York Times, I think more civilians have been killed in Gaza in the last couple of months than the United States killed in Afghanistan over 20 years. And so this will become a problem if Joe Biden doesn't begin to meter his support for Israel, which he won't change that, but he might agree to some conditions on aid. Right now, that's not happening, although you are seeing senators like Bernie Sanders, a very liberal Democrat, a liberal independent, say that, that needs to be conditioned.